Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming. This is such a great turnout for an event that was just organized sort of at the last minute. So to have so many people here today is wonderful. And of course, you're all here to see Dolores Huerta, who many of you are familiar with her work. And I want to just take a moment to thank a number of people who helped put this event together. So let me first start with the U.S. Census Bureau of Colorado team, and a number of them are here with the t-shirts on, walking around. Thank you for all your work. The Honorable Senator Polly Baca for her efforts in helping get Dolores here. So we have a number of complete count committees from the state of Colorado, Adams County, the city of Denver. We've got the Montbello community here that's been working with us on this effort. The Colorado Education Association, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Servicios de la Raza, the League of Women Voters of Colorado, the American Friends Service Committee, Interfaith Alliance of Colorado, Colorado Sikhs, the Abrahamic Initiative, Indivisible Denver, and I want to say a special thanks to Kay Kavanaugh, who is the staff person to the Denver Complete Count Committee. And our musicians, Felicia Gallegos, Perez, Mireya, Rina, and they're with Grupo Xochitl. So thank you for the music. We appreciate it. And to our Denver Public Library staff for working with us on short notice and making this room available for this event. I don't see them in the room. If you could raise your hand if you're in the room from our library. Thank you so much for your efforts as well. And special thank you to Adams County Commissioner Chaz Tedesco, who paid for the food for today's event. So thank you for your partnership on this. We're going to turn the program over now to, I forgot your first name. Oh, Monica. I'm so sorry, Monica. Monica is going to talk to us, and then we're going to have Senator Baca, and then we're going to hear from Dolores, and hopefully have some time for maybe some Q&A at the end. Okay? Monica.
Okay. So this really did come together very quickly. My name is Monica Perez. I'm a partnership specialist with the U.S. Census Bureau. Thank you all for coming, and thank you, Councilwoman Ortega. I'm not going to talk very long. I just wanted to say, as we start the census, we are so lucky, and I'm so grateful to have Dolores visiting us today. Our tagline, of course, says, "Shape your future, start here." And I just hope that we all can think about all the things we've already done to shape our future. But that we can do more in this next month. We have exactly 1 month until census self-response time. One person that has shaped my future is my mom, Polly Baca. I just wanted to acknowledge that and allow her to introduce our special guest. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. It's still morning. I'm not sure, maybe good afternoon. But it is wonderful to have you here, and I am so honored to introduce a woman that I have admired for more than 50 years, because I first met Dolores Huerta back, we were talking about it this morning, and it has been more than 50 years, a little bit more. I met her shortly after she and Cesar Chavez co-founded the United Farm Workers of America. And I'll tell you something, I don't think we would have had a Farm Workers Union without Dolores Huerta. So critical to all of the accomplishments of the farm workers for more than 4 decades. And then in 2002, she received the Puffin Nation 100,000 Prize for Creative Leadership, which she used to establish the Dolores Huerta Foundation. And that foundation has been doing amazing work. And she has her son here, Ricardo, or Ricky, who is in the back there with some, I know some books, etc. Some of the Dolores Huerta Foundation articles that I know some of you will want to purchase. So at any rate, the foundation has also been conducting incredible registration and education efforts for voters. You're all registered to vote, aren't you? Yes. And we're all getting other people registered to vote, right? Yes. And she has been, the foundation has been advocating for education reform and infrastructure improvements in low-income communities, advocating for greater equality for the LGBT community, and creating strong leadership development programs. So the foundation, the Dolores Huerta Foundation, has really been doing amazing work. So we all want to support that foundation because we want her to keep working, and for all of us. Because Dolores has received numerous awards, and I do want to mention two special awards. One from President Bill Clinton in 1998, which was the Eleanor Roosevelt Human Rights Award. And then in 2012, President Barack Obama bestowed upon Dolores the highest civilian honor in the United States, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Polly, for that beautiful introduction. Thank you, Monica, and thank you very much, Councilwoman here. And I want to thank all of you for being here.
Can you all hear okay? Can you put it a little closer?
Is that okay?
That's better.
Thank you all for being here. And the fact that you're here really shows me that you know how important this undertaking of the census is. And I'm happy to see that because unfortunately we know that a lot of people think, well, it's something that just happens every 10 years, it's automatic, it's not really important. And I think a lot of us, or a lot of people, feel that way because it was never explained to them why the census is important, right? So that is going to be, of course, our job, that we do that because we know that a lot of people out there still don't know. And more than that, in our community, the Latino community especially, communities of color, low-income people, there is a lot of fear. And when I say that people are afraid, they're not afraid, they're terrified. They are terrified. And this might sound like a political statement, and in a way it kind of is, but from the day that Donald Trump came down on that escalator attacking Mexicans as rapists and criminals, it was for this moment. It was for this moment. Putting children in cages, keeping people arrested when they're trying to find refugee status in this country, it was for this moment. Because they wanted to instill so much fear in our community, so much fear of government, that people would be afraid to be counted for the census. And so in terms of why those actions were taken, it was actually for political gain. Because part of the census is not only, and we'll talk about that later, about that we bring resources into our community when we participate in the census, when we get counted, but the important political thing is representation. So depending on how many of us are counted, especially people of color, that means that we would then have the right to get the representation of people that look like us, people that have our values, okay? So that for Trump is the end game. That's the end game. He would like us to be invisible. You know, he would like us to be invisible or not even be here, okay? That's why they had so many massive deportations, okay? There was a reason for that, because if you're not here, you can't get counted. So that really means that the burden to make sure that everybody gets counted is on us. Now for the fear factor, that people are terrified. So we have to break through that barrier of fear. We have to just break right through it. And we know it's not going to be just one message to get rid of that fear. It's going to be several messages that we have to say to people. No tengan miedo, don't be afraid. Number one, the census is confidential. Nobody can share that information when people get counted, and if they do, they can go to prison for 5 years or pay a $250,000 fine. I don't think anybody wants to do that. I don't think anybody wants to do that. And we know that the Trump administration tried to put a question on the ballot if you were a citizen. Well, our foundation, the Dolores Huerta Foundation, along with other organizations, we sued the Trump administration and we won. We won. So that's what we have to say to people. There will be no question on citizenship on the census questionnaire. No question of citizenship. And now, so we have to say to people, look, each one of us that gets counted, each one of us that gets counted, you know how much money we bring in into our community? Over 10 years, $20,000. $20,000. $20,000. And what does that money go for? It goes for schools. It goes for health care, for hospitals, for infrastructure, to fix our streets, to fix our parks, for the things that we need in our community. And so that's what people have to understand. If we don't get counted, we lose that money. We lose that money. And can you imagine if half of us here in the room, we participate and we get counted, all the money we're going to bring into our community. And all of us over here, we don't get counted, how much money are we going to lose? So that's what we have to say to people, and especially many of our undocumented immigrants, that they come here to the United States for a better life, for a better education, you know. But they're not going to get that if they don't get counted, if they don't participate. And so we have to make them understand that it's so important that they participate. And there's only going to be those 12 questions. And what is the information that they have to give? Their names, right? The name of everybody that's in their household, the names and the birth dates. The names and the birth dates. Now in California, our governor, Governor Gavin Newsom, he's putting out $200 million. Well, you know, California's a big state, right? We have like 40, how many? 40 million in California. He's putting out 200 million. A sad thing, I just came from Texas. Now we know we have a lot of Latinos in Texas, right? Probably close to 50% in Texas. Guess how much money the governor of Texas, the Republican governor of Texas, is putting out for the census? Zero. $0. Okay? And I think that really reinforces what I'm saying to you. They do not want the Latino community to get counted. You know, they want us to be invisible. So we have had a lot of attacks on our community, as we know. Well, you know what? This is the first of 2 chances to get back, okay? This is the first of 2 chances to get back. Okay, we're going to get back, and it's going to be so simple, just by participating in the census. But we have to do more than that. Yeah, we have to do more than that, because we know that there isn't enough money even in Colorado to be able to reach all the people that need to get reached. So that means that we're going to have to volunteer. We're going to have to volunteer and go to some of those neighborhoods where people have that fear and go talk to them, canvass, go door to door and say to them, really, you have to get counted. Because if you don't, we are all going to lose. Not only is your family going to lose, everybody in our family is going to lose. And I like to say in Spanish, si no nos contamos, nos fregamos, okay? And in English, it's kind of like, if we don't get counted, we are going to get messed up, okay? Or we're going to lose, okay? It's a much better translation in Spanish, okay? And I think this is what my foundation, the Dolores Huerta Foundation, now we have been working on the census since July. We actually hired additional organizers, and we've been going door to door, and we actually go talk to people, and then we leave them a door hanger. And I did give Monica a door hanger. It's a really nice one. Yeah. So if somebody's not at home, this is a really nice door hanger, and it has the information on the census on there. And so if somebody's not at home, at least we leave the information there. But at the same time, while we're going door to door, we ask people to volunteer and to be like a captain, a census captain for their neighborhood. so they can, again, go talk to their neighbors and give them the information that I just shared with you right now about, where the money comes from. Oh, that's an important thing. Where does the money come from for the census? It's our money. It's our money. The money that we pay in taxes that comes back to us, okay? That money comes back to us. So basically, we're saying to people, you got to get your money back. And it's not just income taxes. Anytime we buy anything that's a federal tax on it, jewelry, things of that nature, a lot of things that we buy have federal taxes on them, that money is going to come back. So we don't want to lose that money. We don't want to lose that money. We want it to come back to our communities. And so I think the main thing is let me ask this question here. How many of you have gone door to door on elections? Raise your hands. Oh, that is awesome. What a great group we have here. So those of you that didn't raise your hands, could we ask you maybe to come and volunteer for the census, okay? And go out into your neighborhoods and go talk to people and tell them just the points that I mentioned to you. Number one, that the census is confidential. The information cannot be shared with ICE, with the Justice Department, with anybody else, with a migra, okay? It can't be shared.
Or the president.
Or the president, okay? Especially the president, especially the president. And so if we can get those people to go out there and volunteer, that's good. Think about it. Each one of us, if we go out there and knock on doors, we can probably reach 50 people. 50 people. And get other people also to go out there with you so we can make that happen. And then I think that if all of us working together, we know that Denver will really, really have a good count for the census. Okay, now I don't know, people have questions that they want to ask?
Yeah, let me just add a couple of things if you don't mind. So I want to just talk about the process for just a minute and then we'll jump into questions. So every household, the cities across the country have been working with the U.S. Census to make sure they have every address. So as we have seen so much construction in our city, they've had to come and do several rounds to make sure they have all the new addresses. So every household will be getting a letter in March. They start going out in the next few weeks, right? We've got census people in the audience to confirm that. Yes, and they're saying, yes, that's correct. To let you know where to go. This is the first time that this is going to be done online. Historically, everybody has gotten a hard copy to fill out and send in. I think that means the data will be collected a lot quicker, but there will be some people who will get hard copies, and it can be made available in multiple languages so that people are able to fill it out in their native language. And for
that information is so important. Could we also offer it in Spanish for those of us who want to learn more about it?
Yes, the information you're talking about.
What you just said.
Mi español es muy mal. Xiomara, would you mind interpreting this for us, please? Because I do not want to mess it up. So we want to just, Xiomara, just explain the process and the fact that the information is going to be available in multiple languages, both online and if people absolutely want hard copies in their native language.
I'm doing it in English or in Spanish? Ok, bueno, lo que queremos explicar es el proceso. Empieza el 12 de marzo. Es donde empieza la posibilidad de responder por internet, por teléfono y de ustedes enviar la forma que les llega por correo. Es importante que si ustedes no se sienten cómodos haciéndolo desde su casa, esa es la razón por la que nosotros nos unimos con grupos y organizaciones, librerías, con la ciudad de Denver, los que le llamamos voces de confianza, para que ustedes puedan ir y se sientan cómodos de lo que están haciendo. Entonces tengan en cuenta que el censo es el 1 de abril, pero desde el 12 de marzo las personas pueden empezar a participar. Algo que es muy importante, si ustedes tienen a 10 personas viviendo con ustedes, mandaron la forma y solo llenaron a 5, esas otras 5 personas no las pueden dejar por fuera. Tienen que, obviamente, hacerlo de otra manera. Tenemos la opción de hacerlo por internet y tenemos la opción de hacerlo por teléfono. Estamos tratando de evitar la cuarta forma, que es que alguien venga y toque a su puerta. Si alguien viene y toque a su puerta, yo estoy seguro que ustedes no van a abrir, ¿verdad? Entonces, esa cuarta opción tratemos de evitarla, y ustedes son, lo que yo siempre les digo, son embajadores de nosotros, para que allá en la comunidad la información que se tenga sea la información correcta, porque la información que hay allá afuera es incorrecta. Entonces nosotros los estamos educando a ustedes, especialmente a los grupos de promotoras, para que nos sirvan de vehículo para hacer eso.
So that's a lot more than I said in English.
In Spanish, I said that's more than she said in English, but what you guys don't know is when you talk in Spanish, you have to articulate a little bit more. Then you have to explain a little bit more, so you have to put more salsa.